Hi, I'm Jen. I'm a Levi's tailor in San Francisco. Today we're at my house in Berkeley and I'm going to be using some of what I have at home to put Swarovski crystals on a vintage Levi's trucker jacket. I was inspired by some of the excess fun materials that we have when we do Levi's tailors events, and we end up with things like these little loose crystals, and we want to make sure that they get used in some way. So I'll be putting them along the seams of one of my trucker jackets, and I'll show you how to put them onto a jacket using your home iron. Let's get started. When it comes to laying out your design, you have a few different options. You can draw it in tailor's chalk, which is the type of chalk that I would use professionally and at work. And I happen to have some at home, so I would use this, but when I don't have this, I do just use regular chalk. So this chalk presses out much more easily out of a garment once you draw on it. This chalk will do just fine in a pinch. It might leave some marks behind, but it'll be okay, especially if you're covering those marks up with crystals anyway. So this will do okay in a pinch, but what I'm using today is just a stencil that I cut out. I'm just gonna place this little heart here, and then I'm gonna place all of my crystals around it before I press. So, and if you want to, you could always spray mount this into place to make it stick really nicely. Okay, I am going to spray mount it. All right, once your design is in place, you can just place your crystals around it as close together or as spread out as you would like. This really makes me feel very graceless. So also the beauty of doing this is that I could place some of them and then press them into place as I go, or I can place all of them. So since it's flat, it's a relatively flat area here, I'm going to place all of them, but I don't have to. That's very convenient. Actually, since I'm getting this weird ripple, I'm going to press some. Oops. So what you want to do then is get as flat as possible against your crystals. I'm going to hold that in place. I'm going to hold it for about 30 seconds. Probably gonna hold it less and then just get them again later. So I don't want to burn the paper. There we go. Yeah, see? Because you'll start to get lift in that paper. So get back down there, please. So those might not be 100% secure, but they're secure enough for me to move this a little bit so that I can then place the rest of my little guys. Okay. So far so good. I'm gonna pull this little guy out of there. Okay, that looks okay. I'm happy with that, but I am gonna hit these crystals with a little bit more heat. And get that flat. Because I also don't want these to fall off. I would rather overcook these. There's no way to overcook these. They'll be just fine. I would really be more concerned about burning the jacket than I would be about doing any damage to the crystals. They can take quite a bit of heat. Swarovski does an amazing job. Okay. So I'm worried, a little worried that these are not all set. So I am going to lift this. Okay, so they're moving just fine with the jacket, which is good. No weird, ooh, there's a weird gap there. That's okay. It's okay. Okay, so I'm gonna do it a little bit more. I don't want these to fall off. I'm gonna cook them a long time. Let's hit them again for a little while. Okay. These seem okay. Oh, nice. So, they're sticking, which is great news. It's really great news. They're not coming off and they look fine. So I'm also going to put a few on the collar and some across here. All right, and then I will check them to make sure they're not moving. They're not moving, so I'm good. All right, well, I'm really happy with how this turned out. It was really fun and simple to do. There are several different ways that you can lay it out. I chose to use a stencil. You can also chalk it out or draw it out, or you could just freehand design. I went with a really simple shape and just following some of the natural lines of the garment, but you can also do any other shape you can think of, really. You can do letters like initials or a name. You could do a geometric design, or if you have enough, you can do an all-over sort of pattern, or just kind of encrust the whole garment in crystals if that's your thing. So yeah, I'm happy with it. I got to use something that we have excess of and keep it from going to waste, which I always love. So yeah, I'm stoked with how it turned out. Thanks for watching.